Okay, so I talked a little bit about some appraisal tips for buyers on the buy side. Now, I just wanted to quickly touch on a few for the seller side as well. So, one of the things is you have to understand the market and what your property is worth. I mean, that is just so important. Get your agent, put your agent to work, and go have them really dive into the current market, what's been selling, and how your property stacks up against the others. Even have them go out and talk with other agents that have similar properties that are pending. I mean, that's a great way to see to learn what something has gone under contract for that is not currently sold. So that can be really telling. Um, so after you've done all that, the next thing you want to do is price your home accordingly. Price it at fair market value. We use a tool called a scattergram, which takes all the data from the last 6 months or however long, up to 6 months, and for similar types of homes, and we can plug it all into a program that will graph it out, and we can just physically and visually show you where your home will fall in comparison to all the others. So that's a great tool that we use, and I know others have that same capability. But again, it's really, really, really important to price it at what we would consider fair market value. And so the other thing is that you have to understand that the appraisal is ordered from the buyer's lender. So for the most part, it's really out of the seller's hands. And that's again why it's really important for you to price it correctly, because you're not going to really be able to influence the appraiser that much. Sometimes there are opportunities to provide the appraiser with some information that maybe they don't have, but that's kind of iffy at best. The appraisers are kind of their own animal, and they kind of do what they do for the most part. Sometimes they will welcome the help, but a lot of other times they are just going to do it on their own. So again, just understand that once that you go under contract and the appraisal's been ordered, you just kind of have to sit and wait, and fingers crossed that it's going to come up with the number that you want. And the last thing that I want to talk about is if you do accept an offer that, let's say, is high above what your asking price is, or maybe you think that somebody's just coming in and just trying to throw money at it to get to buy the house. Um, you want to be able to you need to be ready to negotiate, because it's more than likely going to come up short if it's unrealistically high. So there's a couple things that you can do for that. In this market, like I just said previously, that buyers can ask for appraisal contingencies, and sellers are generally granting that. So if that's part of the offer that you have, and you have a really high buyer that's come in that's gone way over what your asking price is, understand that you're going to have to negotiate, or you may have to reduce your price. The only way around that is to have your agent, as part of the contract, is to ask for additional funds that are additional down there, or not down, but additional funds that will make up for that difference between the appraised value and what they've offered. That was really common a couple of years ago, to see that as parts of offers where people were coming in 100, 200, $300,000 over asking, and willing up to make up that difference. But in this market right now, we're just really not seeing that. So those are some good tips for you on the seller side. And if you have any questions about any of this, just feel free to reach out to either Ann and I, and we'd be happy to help. Okay, we'll talk to you then.